So in this video, what we're going to do is we're going to use the get method, and in the get method, we're going to read forms in PHP. So first thing I need to do is I need to go to Lab Apps, and I need to go to XAMPP, and in XAMPP, I need to go to the Explorer so that I can get into the htdocs folder. This is the htdocs folder, and this is where I will save files in here. So if I want to make up a new PHP file, I can right click and go new text document, and then I can edit the last name to be PHP, and I'm going to call this example.php. Now I'm going to right click on example.php here, and I'm going to edit it with Notepad++. Why? I like Notepad++ for its many tools that we have. So let's start by making a simple PHP page.
Notepad apps and Notepad time. So much no better.
Well, this is fine. So I'll call the title of this page example, and let me put a h1 tag and say sample PHP using forms and get method. So notice this really isn't a PHP page at this stage, but let me just save it and view it. How do we view web pages that we make? We go to Internet Explorer, we type in localhost, and then the name of the page I just made, which was called example.php, I believe. And I type it, and there you go. There is the page. First thing I want to direct your attention to is what is in the URL here? Nothing, right? It just says localhost and example. Notice there's no question mark with an object and a value. But if I had a form, or if I put in the URL an object and value, I can read it in PHP. In fact, that's the first thing I'm going to do here to demonstrate this, is reading a value, and then I'm going to show you how forms will automatically make these. So let's go back to Notepad, and I'm going to put some PHP here. And in the PHP, I'm going to make a variable called myvar, and it's going to be equal to let's do this, something like this. So I'll make the variable, I'll call it myvar, and it's going to be equal to $_ and I'm going to use get. Get reads a URL. So get is going to read the URL. What's going to be in the URL? Whatever object I want to put in there. So what do I want to call my object? I think I called it my value, didn't I? No.
I'm not entirely.
No, name1. That's what I called it. I called it name1. Okay, then what I'm going to do.
We also made something value once. You might
Yes.
put that in there.
So, name1 is the object I'm going to get. The value is what my var is going to equal. So I get name1 from the URL, and the value that's in it is what is going to be gotten. And so I'm just going to do a real simple thing. I'm going to echo and say the value of name1 is
Value one.
And then I'll put my var. Okay, so here's my web page. Here's my PHP. So what you're going to see is the heading sample, and then my var is going to get name1 from the URL, and then we're going to echo it. So let me just save this, and I'll reload my web page. And if I reload my web page,
It should say I was here.
and if I go question mark, name1 equals what? Bob's your uncle?
I don't have an uncle.
And there you go. The value of name1 is Bob's your uncle. Why is that? Because it's in the URL. Now there's some slight problems that happen. So name1 is in the URL.
That means that you could put anything in the URL
Absolutely.
at all, and it would just show up there.
Yes. So this could be
People may use that.
this could be a hack. So how you could hack it is a web page could be putting information in some variables, and you could say, aha, I just go in the URL and say, I don't want to say Bob's your uncle. I want the it could be a program that says password or number of credits or whatever, and I could say, how about let's put game winner mode God, and there you go, and so you could change things around, and that's a way that people do hack certain websites. That's a security flaw. So that's why we wouldn't use the get method really if it's secure. Now there is
Get you anywhere.
doesn't get you anywhere. Now suppose I change this object and I call it name2 or name23, and if I put that in the URL, PHP is going to have a bit of a problem. PHP is going to say, oh, error, there's no name1. You told me in the code to get name1. You said get name1, but there was nothing called game1. So what we do is we also will use an if statement to see if it's empty. So quite often I'll do something like this. I'll put in here, before I do this, I'll put an if statement and say if empty, get of name1, and then what I will do is I'll echo, quote, there is no value for name1, it is empty or not used, and then I'll put an else statement. So if it isn't empty, I'll do this. And so let me save this. And now when I go back to my web page and I hit refresh, what did I, oh shoot, line 12. If empty, is it a problem because there's a semicolon there? Could be. Let me double check.
Done. But you're supposed to have semicolons there.
Parser.
Something tells me Mr. Ploy might have messed it up, people.
Okay, well I made a mistake here, but
Spirit talking.
anyhow, let's go back here. I don't see it real quick, and I don't want to take up too much of your time. But if it's empty, so if empty get of name1, oh, I've got a square bracket there. Sorry, that wasn't my problem. My problem is you guys didn't notice that I don't have enough brackets. So if empty, I don't need that bracket, right? Empty, yeah, I had too many brackets. Sorry, didn't notice that. And I think that's right now. Oh, did I save it?
Semicolon on that one little area right there, Mr. Ploy.
Where?
Right there. On the if statement.
No, there's no semicolon in the if statement. So let's just refresh. And it says there's no value for name1. And you can see in here, it's name23. If I change this and I say name1, and now name1 does exist.
Why does name winner mode God kind of sound like something you would see in like Dragon Ball Z?
There you go. And there you go. So you see that it works, and if the URL doesn't have it, it doesn't work. And so that's a good thing to make sure that no errors happen. Okay, last thing I want to show you. So one way you can fake a form by putting a URL with some information in it. And this is going to make it look like there's a GET request, right? However, using a form will automatically put stuff in a web page up in the URL. So let me just show you real quick a form. I'm just going to take something I did before, what I did last class. So here's what I did last class. I'll just stick that in this page. So underneath the heading 1, it says form, name is equal to my form, method is get, action is going to be the web page it goes to, and the web page it goes to is going to be called, in this case, example.php, and I'm going to put a BR tag here. Please enter your name, input name equals, and I'll call this name 1. So whatever I put in here is going to be name 1. And then I'll put another BR tag, please enter password. Oops. I'm just being quick here, so you guys get the idea. So here's my form. So I made a form up, and you'll notice in this form, what is important in this form to show off here is that I told it to use the get method. So by using the get method, whatever is inside here is going to go in the URL. And when I press play here, let's just quickly refresh this page. Notice it said the name of name 1 is G Bob's your uncle, because that's what's in the URL. But if I put in here, please enter your name, I'm going to say Jeff is your uncle, and password. I'll type in password. You'll see in here, in the URL, it says example.php, question mark, name 1 equals, Jeff is your uncle, and password is equal to password, and submit is submit. Okay? And if I put in here, hello, and password is world, you'll see it says the name is hello, and then you can add variables and so forth. So